At 11 years old, she started in the hit musical Annie. Now she is a multiple Grammy Award nominee and an Emmy Award winner with her appearance in The Voice, the US version. Right now, just back in December 2015, her new EP is released, and I heard rumors that she has a new clothing line coming up. I want to know anything about it, everything about it. Here's Christina Milian.
Hello, hi, how you doing?
I'm doing really great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good to be here.
Yeah.
Great intro. You're breaking it down. I like that. There's so many different things to talk about with my life. It's always fun to hear what people are going to say.
Okay, let's start at the beginning. You're now, a mom and a recording artist. Yes. How do you combine those things?
Well, being a mom is something that I love, and it comes first. And my daughter, her name is Violet. She's 6 years old. She's been very much a part of my career from the second that she was born. I mean, she was like within months. Like I was filming a movie the second after, like by the time she was like 4 or 5 months old. But I'm a very active person. I have a lot of energy, so I don't really sleep much. Thank God we have phones. Because of my phones, I'm always answering texts and emails and stuff like that throughout my day. And she also comes to me to work sometimes too. So, I don't know. Having her just gave me a different outlook on life, and I feel like I'm setting an example by working so hard just to show her that there's so many things that you can do and you can go for it. And so she's part of it, though.
Is she noticing that her mom is a global superstar?
She knows. She recognizes that her mom's on television or could be on the radio or on TV, or like she comes to set with me. And then her dad is also a singer-songwriter too. So her dad and I both, like, it's fun for her to kind of like hear things on the radio and be like, oh, that's your dad, on the radio, or that your dad wrote that song, or oh, that's your mom. Like she recognizes our voice, so she'll recognize certain things, and it's so cute. Like since she was little, that she knows exactly who her parents are and what we do.
When she hears a song on the radio, is it like, oh, that's the song my daddy wrote or my mom wrote?
Oh, like if we're in the car? No, you know what she'll do? Because she has some of my songs on her phone. She'll just start playing the songs out of nowhere in the car. Mom, this is you. Mom, that's you. It's so cute. So cute.
At 11 years old, you started in the hit musical Annie. But then you made a switch to the music industry.
Yes.
And I know you really wanted to be an actress. Yeah. What led you decide to go for, the major music industry instead of, really focusing?
On acting also?
Yeah.
Well, I actually wanted to do both. I mean, when I started off with musical theater, that's a combination of both singing and acting. I really wanted to do music too, just as much as acting, but the music business seemed like something that I was like, well, how do we get into that? We had no idea. But moving to California to pursue my acting career allowed me to, the access to meet music producers and people that, where I grew up in Maryland, there was nobody around. So in LA, it's just such an, the entertainment business over there is just so vast. There's so many people out there for different types of entertainment type things. And so eventually I got to know the music business because of my acting career while being there. And I didn't really pursue the record label business until I was about 17, like on the verge of being 18.
13 years ago, Be Cool with Vince Vaughn, Cedric the Entertainer, a lot of, other great actors. Is there something in your schedule that you're currently working on right now?
Well, I just finished the new remake. It's like a reimagining of Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yeah, the classic. It's been out for 42 years in the theaters, and Fox Television decided to debut a new version of it with the same. It's the same script, everything, but it's such a cult classic film. We're going to come out with it around Halloween. It's around that time. In the States, October 20th, it'll be released. And it's exciting. It's with Laverne Cox, Victoria Justice, Tim Curry is in this new one, and Ben Vereen. And it's fun. It's wild. It's crazy. I just got done doing that, and I did another show with Mike Tyson and this guy named Dr. John Dial called Superhuman. And I think it's a remake of a show from overseas, actually. So I'm excited about that because it's like a panel show, and I get to be one of the judges.
Okay, and how are you as a judge?
Not bad. I'm always rooting for the people. And I think part of the show is like, it's these people that come on with these superhuman skills of like memory and neurological things that not everybody can like, I mean, even with talent shows, of course, not everybody can sing, not everybody can dance. In this case, it's like we all have a brain, and it depends on how we use it. And so it's really cool to see how people, how their skills of memory just take it to the next level or how smart they all are.
So tell me, what is your super skill besides singing?
My super skill is multitasking. Being a boss. Being a boss. I'm all about details. Details. I pay attention to details, you know. I have a clothing line. Even with my clothing line, when we're doing photo shoots or we're designing, you know.
Hold up. So it is true.
Yes,
It is true.
Yes, I do have a clothing line. Yes.
Okay, tell me.
It's for women. It's a streetwear brand. We've been out for about a year and a half. We sell online, and I've even opened up my own shop before for a whole summer last year. But like when I'm designing the clothes and when I'm working on like the photo shoots, everything, I'm like, it's the details, guys. Like it's about the clothing and it's about how somebody's gonna feel when they wear it. So you know, I like to, you know, from the materials, the fabrics, to the just fine details, I'd like to make sure that the things that I look for in my clothing are also given back to my fans and the people that are buying my clothing. So it's called We Are Pop Culture. But I think I have a divine skill to multitask.
To multitask. Okay, back to the clothing line. Will it be available in Europe?
Well, we do sell, we sell online. So people who want to buy it, you can go online, wearepopculture.com. And we do deliver internationally, which is great. International. So go check it out, wearepopculture.com. But I do look to getting it in stores over here. Yeah, for sure, in Europe.
Great. So every piece that goes through Europe, you've designed it.
Yes, correct. Yeah. Even as simple as the T-shirts and the designs of it. I've had people that I work together with. I cannot draw. I'm terrible at it. But I have some great graphic designers and people like that that do tech packs, things like that, that when all the details come together, they're helping me do that.
Okay, but hey, Disney couldn't draw.
Walt Disney wasn't drawing Mickey Mouse. Somebody else was. Well, maybe he did. I'm wrong. Don't listen to me.
Okay, so last December, your new EP released. I've listened to the EP. It's a whole different sound. Is this your new sound?
It's probably just the sound based off of what inspired my life in the moment. It's like an R&B pop sound. I think it's kind of just like a new reimagined version of what I did before. Because I mean, between Dip It Low and Say I and AM to PM and When You Look at Me, all the things that people have heard me do musically. I mean, it's not like my first sound of pop at all. But I think songs like Me that I have with Snoop Dogg, I think it's got a great urban pop appeal. And then the song with Lil Wayne, Do It, is like a sexy, it reminds me of like when my first couple of records, like with Ja Rule, Between Me and You, or Getaway. You know, it's just like a new, you know, modernized version of who I still am. Yeah.
What's your favorite song?
Ooh. Oh, man.
What resonates the most?
Like Me resonates the most because it's confident. It's fun. I love Snoop. He's just classic. He's just great. And I wrote that song, you know, all my parts and everything in its entirety of just like really telling a guy you'll never find anyone like me. And I think every woman should feel that way. Like there's something special about you and you should be confident enough to say like, okay, if you're going to be with me, you pick me for a reason and I pick you also for a reason. So understand that this is the two of us. And I don't know. I think every person is unique to each situation. So I think you should be that confident. So Like Me is my fave. Liar is a great one. I love Liar just because, you know, Liar is like, it just speaks to the girls and it speaks to everybody who's ever been with anybody who's ever kind of lied to them. And then it's really about that standing point where you're like, okay, what's the next decision, the choice? What do I do, or do I deal with it, or how do I deal with it? And, you know, do you love the person enough to stay, or is it going to get fixed? You never know. So I think we all have that at times. And Rebel's a great record too. I love Rebel.
But how does it work? You've been working now with Lil Wayne and with Snoop Dogg. Do you just walk up to them and say, hey, Snoop, listen up. I want to make a record with you. Come.
You'd be surprised. It kind of was that easy. Yeah, you know, Snoop, we have a lot of mutual friends. I've seen him on the road at different places and stuff. And when I wrote the record, I was just like, we were, you know, sitting there talking one day, like, who would be good to get on there? It would be fun to get somebody on there. And I was like, Snoop. Like, it has a little bit of a little bit fun West Coasty vibe. And I was like, Snoop. So I literally texted him and I was like, hey, I got this record. I would love to get you on there. Would you be open to it? And he's like, send it to me and I'll check it out. And literally, I sent it to him, and that same night he got on it, and I got the track back the next day.
Just overnight.
Overnight like that. Coolest guy ever.
So take me to the creative process. How does it work? Do you write all of your songs on your own, or do you have a creative team? How does it work?
It all depends. I mean, I do have creative team, but I have different music producers I work with. But I do create the songs. A lot of my songs I've written myself. A lot of the times it's been the lyrics were inspired by the track and what it made me feel, and then I go based off of that, and then like write about something that's happening in my life or maybe in somebody else's life. It might just be just a good record, but yeah, from that process it's like melodies, lyrics, and then I go and record it. And then there are songs that I just love that I'm like, okay, I relate to this, and I didn't write it, but it's a hit song and it's hot, and I wanted to try it. So I'm very open to my creativity. I don't like really limit, especially not trying to find it. When you're trying to find a hit song, you'll try some things.
So now you have a new EP. You are an Emmy Award winning presenter on The Voice, the US version. What's next?
What's next? Oh man. Well, I'm making new music again, so I'm excited. The new music is going to be really good because I'm going more for an international flair. That's what I came out here to Europe to really just become inspired again, to reach out to the fans, see what they're like, see what they're into, see what's on the radio, what are they listening to, because I think it's great to be inspired because, now that I'm going back in the lab, I'm like, just have open ears and I might come up with some new ideas. And I'm currently just doing like spot dates. I'm doing some touring, performing some of like the classic stuff that I had on to this the newer records, and international affairs has been a huge part of that. It's been great to come back and make my mark again, especially we've seeing the world also with new eyes is another great thing too, because it's like, wow, I saw Zurich and it was just so beautiful. I'd never known it was as beautiful as I saw. And the same thing in from on our way from Zurich all the way to Stuttgart. It was just such beautiful scenery, and I'm just inspired. I love it. I feel like I'm free and I'm living life. So who knows what's next? More acting, of course. The music, I'll be back. Let's do some more touring. Call me. And I just, there's no limit to it. Let's see. We'll see what happens next.
Okay, great. Last one. I got a short quiz. Yeah. It's called mind shooting. Yeah. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to ask you a question, and what first pops into your mind, that will be your answer.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So you've been touring a lot. You've been performing a lot across this decade. What is the most craziest thing or the most funniest thing you've ever seen in the crowd?
Oh man, I've had girls throw underwear at me.
What? What?
It's happened, and I was wondering if they meant to send it to me or to somebody else. I'm like, is this the wrong set? I have no idea. But I've gotten a bra before. So I've gotten a bra, and it was surprisingly it was like in the Asian territory, which is not something you usually see from that territory, but it did happen.
Wow.
It was a bra, not the panties, but a bra. I think it was new too. I think it was just like a compliment, like, we love you. Here's a bra. Maybe you were telling me to put on a bra. I need one right now.
Oh, here's a bra. Okay, let's bring it for Christina. Okay. Next question. On your new EP, there's a song called Liar. What's the sweetest thing someone has ever done for you?
The sweetest.
Sweetest things.
One of the sweetest things, man, I've had some really sweet things happen, but I'd say, Valentine's Day is always fun. I've definitely like walked in on Valentine's Day to like a hotel room filled with like roses everywhere and cupcakes, lots of cupcakes, and like and a bath was already drawn and everything with like the bubbles and like roses everywhere. Like that's been really sweet.
Okay.
Sweet. I also sweet. Yes. Or somebody brought me to Ibiza and they went through all types of hoops to make sure that we had a good time, and that he had my heart with Ibiza already. So the sweetest thing was just making sure that I got there and that we went together and we had a fantastic time.
Nice. Last question. What is the greatest artist in the game right now?
Ooh, I'd say the best artist in the game right now. I mean, I'd have to say Beyonce. Beyonce is a fantastic performer. She works her butt off. She's so good. She's such a great performer. And she manages being a mom, a wife, all of that at once. But when she hits that stage and those vocals hit, and she's just like, oh, she's a game changer. So I say Beyonce.
Have you worked with her?
We haven't worked together yet, but we've seen each other on the road many times, and she's just so sweet. That's like another talent in itself, just being so humble and just being a good person. It's beautiful to see her, Kelly, all of them are just such a great spirit. They're amazing. Yeah.
When will you be back?
You tell me. When will I be back? Soon. After this interview. Just kidding. I don't know. I'm down to come back whenever. I am having the time of my life, and I love traveling and doing what I'm doing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. High five.
Yeah.